We'll call the April 21st Triton School Board meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Recognition of visitors, open forum.
I did not have any requests.
There were no requests to speak. Moving on, number 4, approve agenda. Second. I have a motion by Jim and a second by Rebecca. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Colbrook Pride.
Yeah, we had our final profile of the graduate recipients. What was that, last Friday? The 11th. So just wanted to recognize those students. We had Thomas Faber in kindergarten, Eddie Horsch in 1st grade, Tyler Mickelson in 2nd grade, Cody Rolstead in 3rd, Emery Hanegraaff in 4th grade, Bryce Blanchard in 5th grade, Garrett Garnis in 6th grade, McKinley Blanchard in 7th grade, Aubrey Lowy in 8th grade, Colin Laux in 9th grade, Sabri Reynolds in 10th grade, Ollie Ackerman in 11th grade, and Macy Playeski, who happens to be here, in 12th grade. Congratulations.
Do we have a staff?
Yeah, they do pick different staff. This last one was Mr. Ickler, Amanda Mueller, and Mr. Florence.
Well, congratulations, Mason, since you're the only one here. Number 6, approve consent agenda. Motion by Lloyd, second by Jim. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 7.1, discuss approve students to attend an overnight trip for the super mileage competition in Brainerd, Minnesota, May 11th and 12th of 2025.
So that would be for this year. Corey, you want to speak to that quick?
So I believe this is the 3rd year of our super mileage team coming back. They take their annual trip to Brainerd, where they race their cars and do their event on the International Speedway there. So it's a pretty sweet place for them to go and see the fruits of their labor. They've been meeting about once a month for months that are out of season, and then it's about a weekly meeting since about the 1st of the year that they've been working on it. So they're looking to take about 10 students and have 2 cars compete, a varsity car and a JV car on the May 11th and 12th. The one thing I'd like to throw out there for Mr. Bendixson, who's the advisor, is that it's completely self-funded through donations, which is a huge bonus for them, just to be able to see the support from the community to have that those extra activities allowed for them. So thank you.
This is the first time they'll have 2 cars.
Correct. First time they've had 2 cars. So the interest is growing for sure. We've gone from having 5 to 6 students. Now it's over 10 on a regular basis who are at the meeting. So
cool.
Pretty cool thing.
Thanks, Corey.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve 7.1.
Second.
Motion by Rebecca, second by Lloyd to approve 7.1. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 7.2, discuss policy updates.
I still have it as discussed because I think that there may end up being a large magnitude of changes in the future. If there is no longer a Department of Education at the federal level, I think that's gonna, as you can imagine, there's a number of our policies that have that. So I just talking with other people, I think it's best just to wait on changing anything, because if we change it, we're probably going to have to change it again. So it's best just to wait until the legislative session's over and then relook at moving forward with updates. That makes sense? All right, thanks.
7.3 enrollment update.
Some good news. We are up 4 students overall. If you look at the all the way through pre-K, up 1 in the K-12. And then the other exciting news that I just put on here, if you look at the number we have for kindergarten this year is 47. We have 72 confirmed for next year, and we have 67 graduating. This will be the first time we have a kindergarten class replacing a senior class that's bigger. So that's a huge positive, which also lends the fact that when you have 72 kids, that's too many for 3 sections. So I think it would be best to look at, and we haven't done anything with that yet, but looking at 4 sections for kindergarten. Any questions?
I guess my only question is those 67, are we looking like we're gonna have 67 actual graduates as well? Excellent.
All were on track at one point.
We have some work to do, but I'm confident that we will get there.
Good deal. 7.4 student council report.
They were not able to send a representative today, so I just told them that we would just skip that for tonight.
Perfect. 7.5 ZED report.
Yeah, we had a meeting last Thursday.
Mhm.
We did approve the dollar increase that came up and, it was approved unanimously. I passed out
Mhm.
their explanation for it all and where the money, so they can explain it. They can explain it better than I probably can. And the other action item was they still had an account at the First Security Bank in Byron since we were, and that finally got closed out. So now it's MTB or
PPT.
MBT, MTB, whatever, Manorville.
Mhm.
And then, okay, there's the dates, so. Graduation, we did have we had a presentation from the facilities, it's Brian Haskin, he was at. Well, he's been at Zed about a year or a little better, he was from Byron. He's a longtime maintenance guy at Byron, and, everything seems to be good, they talked about. The gym gets used quite a bit, and it's been working well, he has no complaints of. It's mostly basketball, I guess, but, they did have a big front Castanes's Crunch set volleyball. They have a big tournament and they use that. And he has no complaints from any of the people using the building, I guess, so everybody takes care of stuff. And then, okay, they got some dates. The ALC graduation is May 28th at 4 o'clock. The Futures and Sun Awards are on Monday, June 2nd. Activity Day is here. Friday, May 9th. Extended school year is at Casson and Stewartville. And it runs from this June 10th to the 30th. And the AOC summer school is from the 10th to the. Must be the. This is your 10th to the 30th also. Zed Summer Academy is also at Triton. It's June 9th to the 13th. From 8:30 to noon. They're sending out. I don't know how they, this sign up is.
Mhm.
You know anything about the sign up? This, I don't know, that's. They have a flyer and I think they have probably.
They have started to see the numbers rebound since COVID. They're still not to what they used to be, but Becky Rimley talked about that at one of our last meetings, just about some of the offerings and some of the things they're trying to do to spark interest again.
They used to be like 400.
Mhm.
Anyway, I guess that's about all I have.
7.6 AD report.
All right, everybody. So I wanted to start off with just giving everyone a heads up and the community as well that we'll be rolling over to a new registration company for the next school year. Arbiter Sports has purchased our school, who has housed all of our previous registration stuff. So we will have more information going out on how that process will look, whether we need to create new accounts or whether we will be able to roll information and accounts over from the old company, more or less. So when we start talking about registration for our summer strength and speed training, we're still trying to figure out what the process will look like there. We're going to keep the old process if we can for as long as we can, so that we can make sure that the rollover is nice and smooth for everybody, to make sure that we can iron out any possible hiccups that would come along the way. The next thing is just we're gearing up for the summer strength and speed training. This year we're offering it for students in grades 5, incoming students in grades 5 through 12. So we're adding an additional session on there, which will be great to get them not only around school more and with their friends more, but just moving and shaking in the summer with that process as well, and kind of aligning them with what we're doing at the middle school and the high school levels of just utilizing our weight room to the best of our abilities. Section realignment just happened, so if everyone can remember, every 2 years, the high school league aligns which postseason sections you'll be in. For this go around, every program is in section 1 with with baseball and wrestling being in section 2. So that means that football, for instance, has been in section 2 for the last 2 years. They've moved back over to section 1 with the likes of Chatfield, Caledonia, St. Charles, Dover, Iota, and Lourdes. And so Coach Neseth is really excited about that, number one. But I think that it's a good alignment for everybody, and kind of gives our wrestling program a chance to possibly take a little different avenue to punch through with more student athletes reaching the state tournament as well. So everybody's pretty pumped about that, and kind of getting back to the just the basis of the same old rivalries that we've seen in the postseason for a while. On top of that, the girls soccer update, I've held meetings with prospective student athletes at the junior high level and at the high school level. In total, we had 15 students show interest in participating in girls soccer next year, with I believe 11 of them being in grades 7th or 8th grade next year. With that being said, that's we're kind of in a bit of a catch-22 of where we're at within the program with the current numbers. Number one, I don't think that we have enough to facilitate a varsity program, just with the age level and ability levels of the students that we have that are showing interest. And on the other hand, we don't have any co-op opportunities at this point in time. My efforts to reach out to Casson Manorville have not come to fruition, and they have told us no at this time. It's not an outstanding no that it's impossible for it to happen in the future, but at this point in time, I don't have a partner for us to co-op with. And with that being said, it's my opinion that we should not support girls soccer moving forward, just with the low numbers and the amount of turnover that we've had within that program. I mean, if we look back, we were graduating 11 seniors who basically were the linchpin to that program moving through the system the last 4 years, and without them there, not only do we not have the numbers to practice, we don't have the numbers to compete, and we don't have the skill and abilities at this point in time to support a varsity program. And unfortunately, I wish that we could provide them every single opportunity that we can, and I will do my best to make sure that we can provide them with that opportunity. However, I'm struggling to see how we can do that solely as Triton moving forward with the current state of the roster and the interest there. So, any questions?
Hey, just a quick question back on Arbiter buying our school. Are they going to be changing anything with the scheduling and?
Eventually. So what we've been told is that the scheduling and the calendar process won't take place until the following school year. So we'll still be going to the same place for the calendar updates. Right now, registration is the only thing that is being moved over to the Arbiter.
Do they have a different product
for
the scheduling?
Yes, they
Oh,
so I think from what I've been told is that the amount of data for the scheduling is too much for them to try to take on while they're also doing the registration. So that's why they're doing it in a two phase system. So ultimately, there will be one site that will be able to go to find the registration, to find the calendar for everything to line up. It will just take probably a process of 2 years to be able to get there.
gotcha. Thank you, Corey.
Thank you.
Principals report.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
Been a busy time in the elementary school. Before we get into elementary school busyness, we would like to recognize our administrative assistants throughout Triton Public Schools: Michelle, Annalee, Marisa, Whitney, and Chris.
Wednesday is Administrative Professionals Day, so we want to make sure and recognize our lovely administrative assistants in our school offices that help everything go well. The majority of the time, if a teacher has a question, if a parent's in need, if a student has a question or needs a service, they're talking to one of these individuals first, and they continue to be our front line, if you will, and do a tremendous job for us as a school community. So we're thankful to work with some of the best here at Triton.
All right, as I was saying, it's a busy time in elementary. We just wrapped up our math MCAs last week. The week before we did reading. We have a couple stragglers that are out there, but about 98% of all our students are done with those tests. Our fifth graders will take the science test the first week of May. Those results will be rolling out in August. We're very hopeful at the elementary that we'll see some nice growth this year. We also wrapped up our Boosterthon fundraiser. We were raising monies to upgrade the media center with Tara Bradford in there, and also getting some items for our project Lead the Way, our STEAM projects for our students. It was very successful. We raised about $15,000 for the school this year. That was good. This upcoming Thursday, fifth graders will participate in Math Masters. That's in Austin, Minnesota. It's a math competition that we've been doing the last couple of years. April is Autism Awareness Month. Dana Asselson in our building kind of took a lead, and there's a lot of things in the hallways educating individuals about autism. And for the first time, we're going to do a bubble blowing. All those kids are going to go outside on Friday this week at 2:45, and we had a donation for some bubbles, so we're going to be blowing out bubbles in recognition of Autism Awareness Month. At the end of the month, we have our family title night. At 5:30, we'll have some walking tacos, and at 6 o'clock, we'll have games set up in the cafeteria for our families to go around. It's math games. It's another event that we've done the last couple of years. It's always a good turnout there. Zed Activity Day, we are hosting that on May 9th. That'll be here down at the turf. I met with Zed this prior week. We'll get that all set up. They'll have a bounce house. They'll have some races. It's a fun event, and I don't know the last time we've hosted it, Mr. Schlickman, but it's probably been a number of years. So our high school band and our high school choir will also be helping out with that event. So that should be a fun day around Triton. That same day, we have a field trip that Mrs. Bradford received a grant for, the busing. On May 9th, physics force field trip, that's in Rochester, all of our K through 5 students will be going down to that. And as Mr. Schlickman was talking about, with the 72 confirmed kindergartners, we will be posting for a 4th kindergarten teacher. Middle school?
Yeah, I'm not Mrs. Johnson, but I'll do my best for y'all here tonight. MCAs, as Shane had talked about, we've had our MCAs going in all of our buildings. At the middle school, the reading was done a week ago, the math will be this school week, and science the week to follow. We have a band, a choir event approaching, so we're excited about that. Once again, there's that activity day. And so the 7th and 8th graders will be down there displaying their singing skills. A few things that we look forward to at the end of the year in the middle school, the Valley Fair trip. I've been doing that for a number of years, so those individuals that get to enjoy some time together as a class at Valley Fair, the end of May, and then the 8th grade ceremony there. I know in the past, we've had some individuals from the board come to award the certificates, so please let Ms. Johnson and or I know if you're interested. And then on the same day, it looks like our 6th graders are going on the annual Fort Snelling and Capitol trip. So this past week, was thinking about school and a number of things going on, and in the course of 1 week, we did the ACT, the pre-ACT and the ASVAB. We had prom, and we also had our MCA tests for the building, so we had a lot going on in a short amount of time, as you can see there, but everything has gone well so far. Just wanted to commend our students. Prom continues to be a wonderful experience. And I should be cautious, but we have never had a major problem at prom. Our students, they show up, they do what they're supposed to do, and they just do a great job on behalf of our school. So with Tina here, it was probably the DJ this year that kept everything going, right? Her husband was the DJ, so but yeah, great time. So for staffing, we have a couple of openings now that you can see there. So we're going through our processes to make sure we have individuals there that are prepared to go. So I would assume we'd have both of those spots on the agenda for May with new staff there. So senior activities, believe it or not, we're to that point. Senior awards and scholarships is the 14th of May. We do an academic pep fest on Friday. So that's changed the last few years. The academic awards, we used to award those 9 through 12. Now we pulled that apart. So it's just the seniors on the academic awards and scholarships night. We do the other awards during the school day on Friday to help the program go. The seniors' last day, boards and baccalaureate, is Wednesday, May the 28th. Then we come back for graduation practice and our senior walk on the 30th of May. And then the graduation on Friday evening, the 30th of May. And then we'll finish up the school week the week after. So believe it or not, it's coming up. Yeah, for sure. We talked about this in March, but I should have jotted it down, and this is, I had to put on the slide so I didn't forget. But if you're on the board and you'd like to help present diplomas at graduation, stop and see me before you leave tonight. That'd be great. Questions? Yes.
When are you sleeping on the roof, Mr. Van Beek?
Yeah, after Easter, it's after Easter now. Want to find a day that it's not very windy. I don't think it'll be a problem, but
Is it the winter or is it the cold?
it's the wind. But it will be taking place, and the newspaper reached out and stuff, so there'll be a little story there. Yeah. The kids are asking too a lot.
I bet they are.
So,
Board reps?
oh, everyone's welcome. There's a lot of room up on the roof.
No fires up there.
I don't know if it'll be this Thursday. Might be next week Thursday, but I'm picturing doing it on a Thursday night, so I'm up there when the buses are arriving, so I'll be up there when they're leaving. I'm gonna do a story over Facebook Live and then sleep up there, and then I'll be there when they get back.
We'd all like to join you, but there's a wait limit.
Yeah, that's what Dave's a little worried about me going up for that reason.
Anything else, folks? Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Yeah, I just wanted to recognize Deb, Tammy, and Tina also, very appreciative of our district office staff. Wanted to recognize them as well for, I know they all have different titles, but, the reality is they're a huge part of what we do here as a district, and, just wanted to thank them as well in my report. Next thing I have is a survey. I've been talking with Luke about the possibility of doing a survey at some point to gauge some community interest. There's definitely some different things that we can glean from our community by doing a survey, and I just think that that would be a valuable thing if you're gonna look at going out for a levy in the fall. It's always best to try to get some of that information before you do that. So got a couple of different recommendations. We used school perception in the past. They would be one, and then there is also a couple others, but definitely looking at how we can get that information that will help guide that process. June board meeting date. I'm asking this on behalf of the future superintendent because he's going to be on vacation the week of the June board meeting, and was wondering if it would be okay if we moved it up a week. Because Luke would like to be here for that last board meeting for me, just to make sure he's in the loop with everything. So I told him I didn't have a problem moving it, but I did want to throw that by all of you. June 9th. That work?
That would be fine with me. Anybody else have any issues with June 9th?
We are also looking at doing some upgrading in that superintendent's office, which I've told him I'm gonna try to clear as much of my stuff out in that after we get out of school, probably after that board meeting. The wallpaper's coming off the walls, it's time. And we just figured with this being a transition that it'd be a good time to get that done and clean that up a little bit. So looking at doing that this summer as well. Next thing I have, I put this in my update, the table and chair process. I just think it would be good to have something that what's happened is a lot of people borrow things. And as a school, we've been great about working with people to borrow them. But what happens is when you go to have conferences and you're missing tables, and wondering where they are, and then people go, oh yeah, I've got one. We just want to get rid of that type of problem. And Dave had a great idea. He said, why don't we make it so, and maybe have some sort of down payment or monetary contribution that would be refunded. So if it doesn't come back, it encourages them to bring it back. But the other thing he said is, we have custodians that are here every weekend doing a building check. And what we could do is coordinate it with whoever would be borrowing things to bring them back during the building check. So then we would actually have a custodian here to say, yep, you took 10 tables, you're bringing 10 tables back. So just wanted to throw that out there and reiterate that. Yeah, and that was just the procedure for rental that I was talking about. That makes sense to everybody? We draw up a little process. I want to talk to Chris Lillidahl, since that's usually who they contact for rental things or renting space. So it would just be an additional process that we would add for tables and chairs. The other thing that we haven't had this problem in a long time, but there was a time where and Dave's been really good about clarifying that with people that borrow chairs, but the chairs need to be used on a hard surface, because if they use them on grass, they tend to go into dirt. And then that dirt goes up into the holes on the folding chairs, and that just ends up creating a mess. So that hasn't been a problem, but it would just be good to include that language as well. All right. Any questions for me? All right.
Any other business? Next school board meeting is Monday, May 19th. If there's nothing else, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So,
Motion by Brian, second by Rebecca, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carries, meeting adjourned.